Hi Pisces, welcome to your yearly oracle reading. So this reading does apply from now, January 2017 to January 2018. So it's a year's reading, and what I've done is I've picked a variety of oracle cards from Doreen Virtue's decks and also one card from the Chrysalis Tarot to give you an overview or major theme happening for you this year. So we'll go ahead and start off with your tarot card to see what's to come, what's the energy for this year for you. Okay, and what we have here is the Five of Spirals. Now, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite Tarot, this card is very similar to the Five of Wands, where there's people battling with each other. But this card here, it's a little different because you see the dragon throwing the fire bolts within them. So it's really a card of overall this year making peace with your shadow side or the demons in you. Like, I don't want to obviously scare any of you, but you're like, what are you saying? I have demons inside? But no. What I mean by demons is that negative side that creeps up that sometimes you can't control, like feelings of resentment, jealousy, anger, and ego or greed, and it's hard for you to control. So those are the dark sides that I'm referring to. So this is definitely a year where you don't really suppress them or let them take over your life. You deal with them constructively and you accept them for what they are, and deal with them with peace. Okay, so it's not being afraid of them or shoving them to the side. The dark side, it comes with the good as well. It's just a matter not feeding the dark side more than, the good inside of you. The one that's compassionate, gives kindness, is romantic, is loving, is fair, is humanitarian, okay? So focusing on bringing those gentle qualities out more within yourself. So again, it's casting a light this year on your shadow side. So some things that you might have suppressed this come into the surface this year, so you could deal with them. Okay, anything that you've been hiding or maybe suppressing through any drug use or alcohol use or food, too much cravings that you get, and you hide the feelings or mask them like that, you're going to start dealing with them in more constructive ways. Okay, so it's usually this card, it's more a battle with yourself, like an internal struggle at times, and I see you coming out of it. So each of the fireballs do represent the shadow side, and you kind of releasing that or taking it out from yourself. Okay, and just putting them out into the open and acknowledging that they're there and coming to acceptance with them. Okay, and just handling them and controlling them. Okay, so you really have the power in this situation. So I see a lot of healing coming out from this card actually, and also a lot of passion. Okay, for others it might mean they might have a bit of competition this year, especially if they're in a work environment where maybe it's artistic or something like that. You could be dealing with extra competition around you. So competition comes up. It doesn't have to be with work. It could be something simple as you like someone and there's other people that are interested in the person and you're kind of trying to show your best self to them. It could be something like that. Okay, so let's start looking into your general reading here. So what a beautiful spread you have. I see a lot of positive energy, a lot of creative expression, a lot of self-care, definitely a lot of coming out into the open, okay? So that's the feeling I'm getting here. No more hiding your feelings, hiding yourself. You want to change and move forward, being more open. So this is your chance this year. You have the first card here, nurture. Okay, and you could see a bunch of women here surrounding one other woman holding a child. These could be your spirit guides, okay, around you. And it's telling you that you need to pay attention to your own needs, okay? Paying attention to what your inner child is craving. It could be bringing out a hobby that you suppressed. It could be that you haven't admit your feelings, your true feelings to yourself or to another person in your life. And this is the chance for open communication and to really express what it is that you need in the relationship, whichever relationship you're in. It could even be, a job relationship, a business partnership. Okay, you have something inside of yourself that needs to be heard. Okay, some attention needs to be brought to your inner child. So this is what this card means by nurturing your inner child. Okay, it could even be for some of a new family members coming into your life, and you're actually raising a child or nurturing. So some of you could become mothers or fathers, and you're putting a lot of energy to this new baby in the world, and really taking care of another member of your family baby. So it could be that as well, somebody else's child. Or you could even be watching or supervising a child, babysitting. It comes in that form as well. So for some, it could be that. It could even be, joining a support group, okay, where you get to nurture your own feelings, and there's people like you expressing themselves and talking about their dreams and wishes and things that they want to change. So this could even be a counseling group where you've met a group, it could be men too, a group of men or women where they support you along your journey, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So it could even be you're nurturing, or you've planted a seed to a project or just a dream that you have, and you're kind of watching it grow. You're being patient this year, and you're watering it like a plant. You're giving it sunshine. You're there by it at all times to really, reap the rewards for later. So this is the beginning stages of a project or just a new goal being planted into the ground, and you're kind of watching it grow slowly. Okay, so this hasn't come to completion yet. There's usually a lot of patience that's required at this stage. So a lot of patience on your end will be required, whether it's, achieving your own personal goal and, going through your own personal journey. It could be spiritually, where you need to practice patience in order to grow. Or it could be something, outside of yourself, where you're literally creating a project. So it could work one way or the other. So let's see now. You have infinite abundance. Now this card comes into your life and life purpose and career. And it's a card that says, basically the universe does have your back, and you are fully provided for, whatever that is that's happening in your life. I could see maybe some of you are worried that if you take this step, maybe you won't be safe, like, switching homes. It could be switching jobs, just, starting something new, but, society, maybe they'll be against it, or people are telling you it's not going to work. But as long as you focus on your dream and keep positive, and just sometimes you have to keep your dreams and wishes to yourself and work in silence, the universe and your spirit guides do support you on this journey that you're on. Okay, so you might notice, it could come in many different ways, such as, for example, maybe you want to start a project, but you need to cut back on your work and take a few months off, like a personal leave, and you need to focus on this. You will be supported, like whether somebody lends you money financially for this project, or somebody tells you to stay over or crash at their place for a while if you're looking for a place to live. It could come in many different ways, this universal support, but it's asking you to trust that the universe and your guides are there by you, on your side, and they really want you and want to see you succeed to achieve these dreams of yours. Okay, so it could even be, you taking a year off to travel, and you notice along the way, maybe if you don't have food one day, somebody invites you for dinner or buys you a drink, or, again, invites you over to their place, something like that. So it might come in these little ways. So pay attention to the signs. And once you pay attention to these signs that you're provided for and people have your back and the world works as one, we're all in this together, the more of this you're going to start to notice in your life. It doesn't have to be drastic like the examples I've told you about, but it could be, small things like you're looking for a specific card for a specific event and you find just the right one at the right time, or, you bump into someone on the street. You're looking for a specific job and you happen to meet someone that's in that industry. So really, this is the infinite abundance just showing you that you're very much provided for. But it's also, it doesn't have to be money. Like some people think abundance is just a whole bunch of money or a windfall coming in. But it is focusing on the simple things in your life, so things that you already have, and appreciating them. So the fresh air that you breathe every day, it could be the good food that you have that you get to enjoy with family and friends once in a while, the friends you have that you share your concerns and your dreams and wishes. This is something not many people get to have, so it could be different for all of you. It could be, you've recovered health-wise from a situation, or maybe someone in your family has just recovered, and you start realizing what's truly important in your life, looking and appreciating the simple things, okay? So this is the infinite abundance, but overall, in your life purpose and career, it's saying you are fully supported to go after what it is you dream of, and have faith that it's all working to plan and there's divine timing. Okay, so you're definitely supported on whatever it is that you want to achieve in your career or life purpose. Some people, not all, I feel nutrition, I see, health-wise, you're focused on that, really adapting a nice diet and sharing that knowledge with others, maybe increasing your intake of fruits and vegetables, and just kind of living a more raw lifestyle. So it doesn't apply to everyone, obviously, there's so many listening. But for some of you, perhaps I do feel your career path does involve something with the natural world, or going back to the basics of living and just keeping simple, like humble. I'm thinking like bohemian a little bit too. And flowers is coming up. So even if it's putting a bouquet of flowers on the table while you're eating dinner and just bringing new energy, or plants in the house for oxygen. So that's coming up strongly. Some of you might even think of becoming a florist, who knows? Flowers is coming up strongly there. Okay, so let's move forward to your love and romance. So I know Pisces loves this one. So you have the card getting to know each other. So you can see two wonderful people here in the picture, and they're, kind of shy, they want to get to know each other. There's others around. There's a bit of distraction. So this is a card that's saying be honest and show your true personality to each other, okay? Because I do feel for those singles out there, there's a lot of potential in this. If you meet someone this year, or if you've already met them, this is saying you actually do have a lot in common, and by sharing your innermost private selves with your dreams and your wishes, you'll see how much you have in common. So where you might think you're totally different, you might actually, surprise each other. So I do see like a bit of a light bulb or aha moment for a few, that they're like, wow, I would have never thought you were like this. So I could see some of you getting a bit shocked with this other person. Okay, or maybe it's a person you've known for a long time, but maybe they've been around in your circle of friends. You haven't really, paid attention or really talked to them. They were just kind of that person in the corner and, just doing their own thing, but you didn't get to know them on an intimate, personal level. So that could happen for some. I feel for some as well that Some of you might be meeting this person in a group, a situation, or through friends. Okay, now this could get tricky sometimes, especially if you like each other. Try not to keep planning, events and going out with groups of friends all the time. It'd be great to actually schedule some intimacy for both of you and quality time to actually, be forced to talk to each other and get to know each other, just on a more in-depth, basis or whatever. But it's good to do that so you could dive into each other and see what you're all about. Okay, so I feel one of you might be shy. There needs to be some effort required on both parties. So plan like to go out for a tea or a coffee or some lunch, especially if it's the beginning. Some people, it might be awkward to do a dinner thing because eating could also be very personal for some people. But take a little walk around and chat around the neighborhood. I would, if it's the beginning, avoid planning like, external distractions like planning a movie where you're not, talking and you don't really get to know much about the other person. Going to a movie, that's like more later. But in the beginning, I would plan to get to know each other one-on-one, okay? Sometimes in group settings, things could get complicated, especially if other people know you like the other person. It could be a whole he said, she said sort of situation, and things could get really twisted, and you got to watch out for that. And I'm sure for some it's happened to you in the past. You're probably thinking about that right now. So, so for the couples, express your needs. This is if you already have another partner and you're in a relationship. It's pretty much the same meaning in the card. It's something that you've been suppressing. It's telling you to open up and express your needs to the other person so they can understand where exactly it is that you're coming from. And this does tie into the nurture card, I feel. So there's some situation that, maybe you kept giving and giving and the other person's kind of a taker. But the thing is, like, they didn't even notice they're taking advantage. It's just maybe they're just used to the situation, how it is, or how you presented yourself. So you got to be careful in that area. Make sure you voice your opinion and you voice what it is you need in order to come to some agreement or negotiation to get what it is that you want. Okay, and that's the first step. If you've been doing that, great. If you keep doing that and you're not noticing a change, then maybe reconsider what it is you're kind of dealing with and what you've settled for. So that's another story in itself. But the first step is expressing. And I know a lot of Pisces, there's it's two fish, right? So you could get one extreme from the Pisces people. You could get one that's overly vocal and just saying what they feel all the time. The other half are very withdrawn and they could get depressed easily and they kind of hide their emotions a lot of the time. So it depends which one you are. And this does apply to you. If you didn't speak up about your own needs, make sure you speak up. To the ones that are overly emotional, that share too much, for you, I would avoid blaming the other person. So really put the focus on you and say, I noticed this and this, and I'm feeling this way. So is this what you intended to do? Or because this is how I'm feeling when this happens. So try to phrase it in that sort of way instead of being like, well, you did this and you made me feel like that, and pointing the finger at somebody else, okay? It could also mean that maybe you've been too busy for those occupied with work or maybe kids running around. This card is saying to create that intimacy that you once had in the beginning once again. So really planning and taking that time to say, okay, Friday, it's me and you day, and we're going to go out and we're going to make an effort to do so and to get to know each other once again. Even though you've known each other for 6 years, but it's to recreate that intimacy, okay? So that needs to be done, and there needs to be consistency, especially in relationships. So you don't just stop putting effort in each other, even if other things get in the way, like kids or, school or career or whatever. Okay, so A lot of awesome things to look forward to, guys. Let's take a look now. Underneath, you have writing. So writing is very significant for you this year. Now, again, it could come in many different forms. For some of you, I feel there's too many things going on in your head. You need to prioritize. You need to set your goals. I strongly suggest, like, I could see to-do lists, making to-do lists, bullet form. And even if you're repeating these, like, okay, what do I have to do for January? What do I have to do for February? You'll notice by writing down, it gets rid of that clutter in your head and it just puts that out into the universe, and it's more likely to happen when you write it down. Okay, that's happened to me many times where I've gone back to my writing 5 years before and I've written down goals and I look at them and I say, hey, you know what? I've already achieved most of those goals. And then if one, I didn't achieve it, I would ask myself, okay, so what happened there? Am I still interested in that goal? What can I do to kind of bring it back to life? So it's awesome to have a journal and jot things down, because you'll notice, what comes to life actually later on down the road. Okay, I love writing. I believe in the power of writing as a tool. It's amazing to, set your business goals, set your personal goals, help you achieve anything. So that's very important for you this year, so you're not scattered. And make sure you put from 1 to 10, which one is the most important right now. Okay, because sometimes we get blocked or we freeze up when we have too many things and we don't end up doing anything. Sorry about that. So once you prioritize and create small steps, you'll actually start to notice that you achieve your goals. For some of you, I feel you have a story inside of you. You need to express it. You're thinking of writing a novel. Maybe you're thinking of, creating a blog, opening up a website, some platform where you need to express your inner self or your feelings. I just feel like there's something that wants to come out. It's like almost you're ready to explode. And again, I do feel it's coming from the first card, your tarot card, the 5 of Spirals that I mentioned to you in the beginning. It's like something like you're unleashing these fire bolts inside. Like I see passion coming out, something you're passionate to write about. Or maybe your way of healing is through writing it down and sharing your experiences with the rest of the world. So that's going to do you really, really good this year. And it's coming under the nurture card, which is expressing your inner self. So this could be a way of healing your inner child by bringing out a hobby you once had, or just expressing your inner needs, which heals you. Okay, very important. This is a big part of your creative expression. Some of you are interested in songwriting. Okay, you're into music. You might be composing music, writing songs for others. This could even be a part of your career life purpose as well. Okay, for others, it could even be you're going to be writing an important letter. It could be anything legal. It could be anything with business this year. It could be a proposal to someone, like to get a promotion. It could even be a letter of recommendation. So maybe you're the lead person and you're writing good words about somebody else. But it is a very important letter that you have to write this year. Okay. Overall, journaling is very much recommended. So keeping a journal by your side, for some of you, this will be very beneficial towards your personal growth and your healing. Okay, so really awesome stuff here. And I'm sure a lot of you might be even, relating to this card. So I do feel strongly about this one for you. Okay, so feeling safe. Let's move over to the next one. Wow, I'm really going in order with these cards. Usually I bounce around, but I feel like for a lot of you, you know what it is you need to do this year for your health and well-being, for your mental state, everything, your spiritual well-being, everything. Okay, so this card usually comes out here where there's an area where you might be feeling a little bit insecure. It could be financial insecurity. It could be, career. It could be mentally unstable, something emotionally unstable. So this usually comes up. You're obviously fearing that some outside entity has the power to hurt you, but really the only power it has is the power you've given it. Okay, so I want you to really remember that you're the one that's giving and breathing power to this outside force. So if it's your inner demons that you're fighting with, you're giving them power. Okay, that's how you feed them, by paying attention to them. So what I need you to do is make peace with them, whatever it is that's haunting you, whatever suppressed feelings you have that keep rising up. Be like, okay, well, this is interesting. Let's pay attention to you right now. Let's explore this. And actually acknowledge that they're there and realize that this is a part of life, the good and the bad. But telling them, listen, you're not going to get in the driver's seat. I'm in the driver's seat. You could take a step into the passenger seat, but I'm in control. Okay, so you could keep them there on the side and acknowledge them. You don't have to fight so hard to get rid of these feelings because they're there. Okay, they want to be your pal. Just think of it like that. They want attention. That's what they want. But you can't give them that much attention. Just acknowledge they're there, but you need to control them. Okay, so don't give your power away or place your focus on outside forces. You're in control and you decide whether to stay in or don't stay out in situations. So you need to gear your energy and focus on the positive and really believe and have faith that you're safe. Your spiritual guides are telling you that nothing has the power to harm you. So you could see this person in the middle standing strong with her sword, and there's a wall. This is a spiritual wall of protection, protecting you at all times, and nobody can get through. Nothing. Okay, so I want you to really believe in that and focus that you'll be all right. You have universal support. Focus on what you love to do. When you place your focus on positive energy, it's just going to bring you more positive energy back. Okay, so like attracts like. Don't forget that, and everything will be all right. Okay, so let's see. You have sobriety. I can't even, how do you say that word? Jeez. Okay, so this is falling under your health and well-being card. So if you've been wondering about a health for yourself or for a loved one, this is saying that there's going to be an improvement. Okay, this is a card about getting sober. So avoiding any chemical substances, drugs, alcohol, any addictive cravings. Okay, and this is interesting. It keeps tying into your first card of unleashing those like toxins or inner demons, all right? So, and Pisces, you need to be careful because you're a dreamer and you tend to be an escapist at times. This is wonderful qualities to have if you're creative, if you have a rich fantasy mind. So you love to dream and think creatively and brainstorm and make the impossible possible and prove to people that it is possible. Okay, so but the downside, sometimes when you get depressed, you might rely on other escapist forms like drugs or alcohol. And what this does, it lowers your energy or vibration. And you try to cover up your problems like that, but this is only a short-term feel-good thing. What it does is it masks the problems. It doesn't get rid of it. And then it becomes worse. So they become bigger and bigger until you have like a panic attack or it just explode. So they could be emotionally explode or whatever, but you don't want to get to that point. So that's why, I'm sharing all this with you now. So you help yourself to learn how to deal with it and you avoid the problem turning bigger and bigger. Okay. So deal with it in smart ways, drink more water, pay attention to your nutrition, eat more healthy, more plant-based, more fruits and vegetables. talk to any health professionals if you need help with something. Look into more alternative forms of healing if you're not interested in taking pills or anything like that. So overall, it's saying that you are becoming more sensitive to chemicals or anything around you, maybe in food, in office, you're noticing food is giving you allergies. So maybe think of becoming more raw or plant-based or just more simple, okay? It could even be simple. This doesn't have to mean that, I'm sure not all of you are, addicted to alcohol or drugs or whatever, but it could even be something simple, like, maybe even cleaning, like paying attention to what you use in your home for cleaning, because there's a lot of harsh chemicals in there as well. So really focusing on improving your well-being in that way, what you use in your household, in your office. Maybe you're wearing too much perfume even, and you're becoming sensitive to smells. Okay, so once you start bringing healthy things into your life, you're going to begin to notice a boost of vitality and self-esteem. So the other thing, when you mask your problems by a drug or too much alcohol or too much, food, it doesn't help you think clearly, okay? It's going to make you lose more self-esteem, and you won't be as confident to achieve. You're actually doing the opposite to help you solve your problem. You're going to make them worse, and you're going to fall into this spiral of like depression after. So it's not good. And you need to be really aware, really focused and mindful, whatever it is that you're putting into your body. Your body is your temple, so you treat it like a temple. Okay? Wow, really powerful stuff, guys. So yeah, I really hope this resonated for you. I hope you have a great year. If maybe I forgot to mention something, if you got inspired from something that I didn't say in the cards, feel free to put it in the comments below, and maybe, somebody else reading it could learn from your comment too. So I always love to encourage people to tap into their intuition from the cards, and just to, showing you that we're all in this together and we're all helping each other out. So I wish you all the best, and I'll see you for your monthly readings. Bye-bye.